Test, can you hear me? Good.
Okay, sorry about the delay. We had a lot of voters today, which we appreciate everybody that came out in person and also for those that did the absentee ballots. We do have results, and we have William Osaba, Randy Powell, Susan Hunt, Dee Dee Reeves, and Melissa Rowe as all nominees. And in the order that the vote came in, the first person that's going to be filling our 3 seats is Randy Powell with 260 votes. Second person, if you want to go ahead and come up when I call you, William Osaba had 220 votes.
Come on up, please.
Susan Hunt had 200 votes. So those are our 3 board members. And then we have one that's going to be in a reserve to fill in our 1-year resigning board member. And that will be Dee Dee Reeves with 160 votes. And Melissa Rowe received 90 votes. So thank you all. So we had a total of, like I already say this, 219 in person and 58 absentee votes come in. I want to go ahead and get the board members together and get all the paperwork because I didn't know who I was going to be handing all this out to. And then we'll get started and just be real brief on that so we can go into the POA meeting. Okay, at this time, we are going to do the voting of what positions that each board member wants to take on. And I wanted to let you guys also know that in the bylaws, it does state that we need a president, a vice president, a treasurer, and a secretary, which we haven't had a secretary in a long time because it was a dual position that was taken by one person. So we now have the security and architectural control we're going to combine. Road and utilities, pool and parks, treasurer, and secretary. Those are our roles. I'm just going to lay this down. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'll try to holler loud. So, I had already asked everybody, all nominees, I sent an email out to them. I asked them what they would prefer to be over, if they did get elected, and why. So I have all of their, I guess you could say resumes, so to speak. I want to give the ones who actually did get elected first. So Randy says, I have been over pool and park since January with no continuity book. I pretty much learned pool operation on my own. There's a core of 4 fine ladies volunteering at the pool right now, and one of them, Dee Dee, is also a candidate for the BOD. While I'd still like to help out at the pool if needed, it would be in the capacity of a volunteer. I would like to move on to harbor security, as I have worked 11 years in law enforcement and very familiar with both Butch and Dawn, who are both doing a fine job. I live full-time in the harbor and are accessible for any security issues that may arise. Architectural control would be my second choice, as a lot of work to be done there with many unauthorized structures being built and there being a need for restriction enforcement and mitigation. So we actually combined those two together, so he actually will be having, if he accepts and we all vote on this, I guess you would say, architecture control and, harbor patrol. Is that what I just said? Okay. Susan says that she would be interested in the treasurer's position. She's, in finances, all related. She built and ran her own business with her husband, have lots of positions in her past, and she's dealt with accounting, finance, collections. She's a good communicator, organizer, and contact person. She would not mind being the secretary if the treasurer's position seems to be better suited to someone else. As I filled those shoes many times before also, I just really want to serve what I'm best suited for and will be a benefit to the community. William says, I will serve any position I'm called upon to do so. However, roads and utilities would probably be a good fit for me under the current circumstances. It sounds like we might need to do some relationship mending and building with both the county and the U.S. Water at least. He has a strong background in negotiating. Feel that this could be very helpful in attempting to get better pricing on materials for roads, working together with utility companies, as well as getting the community involved with projects for improvement of the harbor. So, I didn't say, Dee Dee has, that she wants to be pulling parts if she was elected, which she will be the fourth person. I think I would like to be best suited for the position of the pulling parts because I've studied the different issues of the pool for the past year, actively researching practical solutions to the different problems with our budget priorities in mind. I think my communication skills and social media groups can help improve the public image of our pool and park and encourage financial support for the repairs needed. I have hands-on experience with the pool's daily operation. And Melissa would like to work on the roads and or architectural issues. If anybody at this point resigns, she will be the next person asked to serve in that person's position. So, anybody want to recommend anything differently? So anybody want something different than what they started out with? Is now going to be over roads and utilities.
I make a motion that Susie be over treasurer. Secretary. Okay. Yeah. But she said treasurer.
Yeah, right.
She should be over treasurer. Secretary.
Yeah.
Secretary twice. Secretary.
So Susan is going to be our new secretary, and I'm also going to be training her on Lthoa and all of the duties for the position of treasurer. Hopefully she might be able to take my position soon. So the next person would be Randy.
I nominate him for.
Oh, did we said vote on that?
Oh, yeah, we got to vote on her.
Yep, sorry. I'm on.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, likewise. Okay, she's carried. Congratulations. Miss Secretary.
Getting ahead of myself. Okay. You want to do the next nomination?
I do. I'd like to nominate Randy over Pools Park.
No.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. That's why he's over. I'm trying to read this.
I know.
Randy over security, architectural, and, so.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah, good for that. You accept it? Oh, that's it.
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, likewise. That's great.
So Randy's going to be over architectural control and also harbor patrol. And now, at this point in time, we also need a vice president and a president. And
motion that, Randy be nominated as president. But, there's a question. I don't know if this is discussion.
Well, I think as far as that position, these meetings need to be ran a lot different than what they have been. And I would Randy up to that task. Everybody out here deserves to have a voice and their voice be heard. And I mean, being a former union member, there's order to meetings, and there hasn't been order to meetings here. And there needs to be if we're going to accomplish anything. And I just want to make sure whoever takes that position is up to that task to be able to control a meeting. You know, my opinion should be, if you have a question, raise your hand. When you're called on, you get a microphone. Say your piece. Everybody else let them say their piece. Everybody's got an opinion in here, and not everybody's going to agree. But you can't take the right of their opinion away from them by speaking up saying, you know, some of the issues that we've had. And, to be a part of this, I insist that the meetings change and they're run in a more orderly fashion. So are you that task?
Okay, everybody has a voice here, remember, they have a right to be heard.
I don't know if you've been to the meeting since January, but in my personal opinion, we have let everybody who has had a question in the audience ask the question, and we try to answer it as much as possible.
And it actually took, when this previous board stepped in and took the police department coming in here, and it should have never gotten to that point. We
That
are
was
all
from
grown
the
people here.
previous
and we should-
years.
Okay, I'll
Oh, we
raise
don't-
that. Recent police department should come here and ordinance. Police department is that way. So we as the board take that as protection. As a board member, we have that right. So we hired that individual, person to come in, down in the street. Their job is very different. The board is aware. No, no action is taken. And any issues that we felt were. So that's the reason that we're.
Right, but
And we also took counsel with the lawyers.
But there's been several meetings that, you know, became, I mean, even before this board became shouting matches, became threats,
There's
became.
never been a shot of that.
I came on board COVID in January, draft, and then
I just
agree
want
with you, agree with you, have to have right.
Yes.
Okay, so
Not, no, not yet, but you've got a lot of issues.
Okay, but I'm just saying, it's
Call
having
it.
a set shall be purchased, right?
the people out here are not being interviewed.
All I asked was a question.
They were shouting.
Right, but all I asked was the question, are you capable and willing to step up and control a meeting? Because we can't, that was the question, are you up for that task? That's all I asked.
I'm on board.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you speak, can you speak in the microphones, to the audience that's here in the back?
Nobody's hearing everything back there in the background.
Yeah, just talk a little bit.
Okay. So, do you want to do
All
the
right, and
nominating
I'll
again?
make a nomination that Randy for president. All those,
I second it. Or did you
Second.
second it?
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Likewise. Motion carries.
Okay, do we have a vote of 4 or 5 or?
I'm gonna abstain on that.
You abstain.
Okay, so we only had 4, right?
4 votes, 1 abstain.
Okay.
Next, we're looking for treasurer.
There's no vice president.
Vice president.
And Susan.
And for vice president, I'd like to nominate,
You might want to use your microphone, but I don't think you can hear.
for vice president, I'd like to nominate Susan Hunt.
I'll second that.
Any questions? Okay.
You just have some. Yep. Susan Hunt?
Just like it?
No, she's secretary.
Secretary. If you're secretary, you can't
Can't be
be
a
president,
president.
but you can be vice president. It's in the bylaws. The treasurer and the secretary, those two positions cannot also hold president, but they can hold the vice president.
Oh, I thought secretary and treasurer.
They're actually listed in the bylaws as separate positions. President, vice president, treasurer, and secretary.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
Pardon me?
We have 5 board members?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed likewise? Okay.
Did you say aye? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
She's welcome as vice president.
Okay, so, okay, so we have Susan Hunt as nominated and selected. Anybody hear me? Okay, she's nominated and selected to be vice president position. Would you like me to turn the line a bit?
We haven't been able to hear most of it.
Okay, let me turn the volume. Let me turn the volume.
There you go.
Sound better? Hey, it's a new system. I just got it 2 days ago, so working the bugs out.
So.
The next one is
We need to get a signer.
check signer.
Yes. So, at this point in time, we need to wait and see if James or you guys are going or not. So, I don't know if everybody knows, we have to have 2 check signers. There's not a one signature on a check anytime we have anything going out. The person that signed the checks was myself and James Taylor. And James Taylor is going to be resigning his position tonight. So we're going to vote on who the second person is to sign on the checks.
I'd like to nominate Susan to be the second check signer, because she's already going to be working with her on treasury type duties.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed likewise? Motion carries.
Did you get a piece of, did you get your paper? You did yours, okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't, if you don't mind, I've got to, just that way when we put the video up here, so we didn't give you the part. You don't have to give it to the party, does it? Okay, we need to, yeah, okay. So, we didn't actually give James a position as of yet because he is resigning. Since she's the secretary, treasurer, roads, I don't know why I want to do that. Architecture control and harbor patrol, roads and utilities for William. That just left the position open for pool and parks. So we're gonna go ahead and give that position to James Taylor. And then when he resigns, the person who would be taking his position is going to assume his position for 1 more year. That's what he has left to serve. And that person will be Dee Dee Reeves. And so we're gonna let James, he wants to say a few words and stuff, and then we'll do the walkthrough. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. So, because I'm used to him doing this part, do you
Okay,
want to do that?
I'd like temporarily, I'd like to nominate James over pools and park.
I'll second.
We have a second down here. say yes. Can you hear aye?
Aye.
Aye.
When is he gonna step down?
Right now.
Okay. Anybody voted aye, there's no nays, correct?
So the vote is that yes, so James is going to be taking the position of pool and parks for our votes, and I'm gonna let James do some talking for you guys.
If he's just stepping down, why can't you just take his place now?
Because
Yes,
we're following
sir.
an order of what we have set up here, so she'll be coming up as soon as I resign. I haven't resigned yet, I'm still on the board until I resign.
This is what you call Robert's Rule of Order?
Anyway, I'd like to address to the board that I appreciate the opportunity of being able to serve with you, except for the last two. You guys are POA members, and I appreciate the opportunity of serving for you too. But we've come a long ways from where I first came on board a year ago. There's a lot of things taking place, and I was asked to serve on the board to look into some things that didn't seem to be functioning appropriately. And as a result of that, we were able to look into the business organization that was here, and it was determined that we really truly needed to establish some order within the way things were functioning. And as a result, we've come a long ways from where we were a year ago. And the reason that I am resigning is not because of peer pressure or because of disgruntled people that lived in Harvard, because I enjoy noise. I've done that for 50 years of my life, working among establishing businesses and being very successful at it. However, my purpose for resigning is that my wife and I are retired, and it requires a lot of work to be on the board, a lot of time. And as a result of that, that affects my playtime. And as a retiree, I have several trips that we are wanting to make, and I cannot dedicate my time to the community that I'd like, and I didn't feel that it was fair to the other board members to come on and do their work and me not doing my fair share. And I'm just not that kind of person. But I do know that thanks to Becky and Randy, and I can speak for them because they've been serving on the board, have done a heck of a job. Randy was given a task that seemed impossible. The rumors were going around that the pool would never be open, and by golly, we had people in the community that said, "Hey, we're going to maintain the pool." They came in together. We even had those that reported that the pool was unsafe and all of this. You're always going to have negative people. That's probably because they have negative lives. They cannot see any joy or compassion for trying to jump in and make things work. But as a result of that, Randy came on, we got the pool going, and it looks like it's very likely going to remain open the rest of the year. So I applaud you, Randy, for taking the impossible and making it happen. And there's not enough words to say about this opportunity that he's given us. And as far as Becky's concerned, I mean, she has taken a lot of crap from a lot of people in this community. And I'm proud to say that I was not a huge fan of Becky just because of some issues that she and I had together, but working with her has really opened the door for my appreciation of the love and compassion that she has for this community. And the thing I like best about her is that she's a go-getter. She does not quit. She's worked endless hours. I know when we first took over looking into the issues that we had trying to put all this stuff together, she and my wife worked endless hours going through files, establishing things. It's just unbelievable. Organizing the office, you would not believe how unorganized the office was. And I don't mind telling you, I don't believe that office has been cleaned in several years because we really did a lot of cleaning, didn't we, Becky? But anyway, we got it all organized, and we looked into the, some of you don't necessarily may like the Appfolio system that we currently have, but I can share with you the current system that we were using was so outdated, it didn't even have any way to back it up. It was obsolete. Our computer system was obsolete. It was just unbelievable. And thanks there again to Randy for helping us get that brought up to date. Becky's husband, Buck, for doing endless hours of research, for helping us come up with, taking a look at the Appfolio and seeing how that was going to be a great market for us. We're saving a lot of money per year by having that system in operation. And I hope that this board will continue to support that program. I mean, it's saving the community a lot of money, and it's very user-friendly, because that's what our approach was. We had a lot of things that we were wanting to do to get the thing started, and we've been working hard at it. A lot of hours that you don't, behind the scene, that you don't see. But, and there again, that's one of the reasons why I chose to resign my position, is because of the time frame that I have. I mean, I've got a lot of trips, and I like this community, and I enjoy it, and plan on being here and being supportive to this group as much as possible. And I think we're going to do a lot of great things. So with that, I want to resign, and Dee Dee, I'd like for you to come up here and take my place and do your thing, girl. One of the things I want to say about Dee Dee before I give it to her is that when I was elected on the board, we needed, this place was so piled up and dirty, it was unreal. And we decided that we were going to do something with the building and try to organize it a little bit. And so we had a bunch of volunteers that came in and said, we'll come in here and clean it up. And so they got it cleaned up and stuff. And then Dee Dee said, you know, I've got a lot of ideas how we could put this thing to going. And she and I sat down and talked. And so I met with the board and said, you know, I think we ought to put Dee Dee in charge of our community, taking care of activities and stuff. And I must say, she has done an excellent job in getting people involved. And I truly appreciate you, Dee Dee, and you just keep up the good work. Once again, for those of you who are here, I really have enjoyed serving this community, and I've met with the sheriff's department, I've met with the attorney, the district attorney, I've met with our lawyer, and I've met with our insurance agent to ensure that we are working the way we need to be working today. And so with that, I turn it all over to you guys. It's yours, and I'll be a community person to back in you and support you. Thank you very much. Vote me out.
So, we are going to vote. I'm going to let you take over, Randy.
Okay, so, I vote on the vote that we accept his resignation from his current position as police and parks currently. It's been great having you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jim.
And I want to turn in my keys. You guys are witnesses to my keys. And I'm giving them to Randy.
Okay, we have a.
Don, you're a witness to that. Butch.
We have a second.
And I want to say thank you to Butch and Don. Those guys are awesome. And we've not been around today. And I have one more thing. In meeting with the lawyer, this is what's really cool. If things go according, and if this board continues to follow what we were implementing, is that Butch and Don will have the authority and the power to pull anyone over in the harbor that's violating any rules. They will be able to write a citation, and they will also be able to hold you until the sheriff's department comes, if that is found necessary. We're going to try to eliminate these threats, these things about, well, I don't have to do this or that. We're going to try to do a little more. Well, I'm sorry, that's all I'm going to say anyway. I'm going to go sit down. So that will work.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we've had a second here, right? All right, so you want to accept his nomination? All in favor, say aye. Where? Who has the question?
She didn't hear what he said. And then he said, I'll call the meeting.
okay, you want me to answer
I don't think we need to move on. I mean, seriously, it's like, we appreciate James. Appreciate everything that he's done. I don't think anybody here, we just need to like talk louder.
I can say it again. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I'll, young lady, I'll go ahead and report that to you again if you want to listen. Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? No?
I can.
You can? Okay. I got your attention, right?
Yes, I can
Okay, what I said is that after, when we were working together as a board, we were looking into things that our patrol are able to do. We have a lot of noise in the community saying that they can't do a lot of stuff. After meeting with the lawyer, we determined that by our bylaws, once we get it approved, if things follow through at this board that we're currently working on, Butch and Don will have the right and the authority to pull somebody over if they're speeding. They have the right to issue a citation. Somebody does any illegal dumping here, they have the right to do that, as long as we get the approvals from the lawyer. And I got that information from our district attorney, who also said as long as our lawyer will support that, then we're in good shape. And I know that there's some that might be shaking your head, but we're gonna challenge it in court of law. So, if this board decides to do that. Okay, I turn it over.
Thank you, James.
Thank you very much.
For serving with us.
Thank you. See you. Take care.
Okay. Okay, we were ready to have a vote, accept his nomination, accepting his resignation. Gonna have a vote, yes, ayes?
Aye. Aye.
Any nays here? Okay, accepted?
Yes.
Okay, all right, and then the next item was Dee Dee here, okay? She had the fourth highest number of votes, and it was agreed to before the meeting that the person with the fourth highest number of votes would fill James's position when he left. So, but the numbers came out, she is the fourth highest person. So, I'd like to recommend Dee Dee fill the parks pool position. She will be in a position, she will be covering the 1 year of tour. That's what James had left on his tour. So, I'd like to recommend that she be voted in as pool parks.
I'll second that.
Give a second. Okay, here's my ayes.
Aye.
Ayes. Any nays? No nays? Okay, accepted. She's now part. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'd like to say that she's been helped me a lot keeping this pool open. She is one of the 4 volunteers. Without the volunteers, this pool wouldn't be open right now. And it's hot out there. I've been out there some time. And it's roasting out there, even in the shade. So I'd like to thank you for all your dedication to keep the pool open. I've heard nothing but good words from everybody that's been using the pool. And I want to thank you for the board. So, you like to say anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Next item?
This is ready to do it after 30 minutes. I already did it ready.
Okay, we now shall do the numbers.
I'm gonna, yeah, in order to do them different.
Right. Okay.
So you have the meeting minutes, right? So she needs to read the minutes from last month's. I was gonna tell everybody that.
Okay, we'll be having a reading of the minutes down here.
From June.
All right, last meeting was June 25th. The order of the meeting, roll call, Kevin Clifton, Becky Barber, Randy Powell, James Depew were present, James Taylor was absent. Architectural control was reviewed by Kevin Clifton. Meeting minutes from May were read and approved by all 5. The board asked that everyone please use your portal and utilize the architectural control form. It'll always be in your portal for verification of approval. And in case you don't know what that means, it's if you want to put a structure up on your property. You have to get it approved by the board. It was announced that James Taylor is resigning in July, which that's just happened, and we welcome Dee Dee on board here. And who's running again? Randy Powell was the only one that was going to rerun. Office and treasurer is Becky Barber. The May income statement to date was reviewed. General fund has $100,893.40. The road fund has $85,988.33. Next, we discussed what to present for ballot and nominations. First thing discussed was the pool, keep it or get rid of it. Extra assessments. I believe the overall answer was yes. Ask members if they want to put it on the ballot to vote on, vote approved. Second thing discussed was increasing assessments for association dues and the percentage. Yes, ask members if they want to put it on the ballot to vote on, vote approved. Airbnb, allow it or not. Yes, ask the members if they want to put it on the ballot to vote, vote approved. Announce that the BOD has received legal counsel from Grant Lloyd. The meeting adjourned at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, I'd like to, vote that we accept the meeting minutes as read.
I'll second that.
Aye, vote, everybody say aye. Yes?
Aye.
Any nays? No nays? Accepted. Okay, next we have the, members delinquency report on the website. And it's, I believe it's currently posted, on the bulletin board out here by the office. There's a new list that's posted out there. Yeah, yesterday.
Excuse me, I can't hear you.
What is that? Is that fan that they got in their ear?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just can hear it. It's not the same.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
the fan.
Okay, well, we got the members delinquency report, it's posted on the website. And additionally, we have a paper copy posted on the bulletin board over here in the office area. Anybody wants to know if you're on the list, it's best to walk over there and you can see if you're still delinquent in payment. There's gonna be some changes on the web page. The contact us button was Kevin, and that'll be changed here soon, so we can answer any of your questions on the web page. Okay, we still need to get email addresses from all the new board members, and so we can have communication back and forth to each other. So we'll get after the meeting and we'll share the points of contact so we can have a good flow of communication between us.
Randy,
Yes.
can you keep the mic up to your mouth?
Oh, sorry, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna, pass information between each other to ensure that we keep good communications between each other while we're on the board. That can be anything from text messaging to emails, and, keep communication rolling. Make sure everybody's advised of what's going on at all times between each other. And no one's gonna be left out. Everyone's an equal partner of the table. Everybody has to say what goes on the board. Yeah, I can turn this over to the treasurer at the moment.
Okay, does this work?
Yes.
All right. So the June income statement is on the board. The general funds as of yesterday was $104,651.62. The general fund amount does not include the amount that I just received, James's signature on all of the checks that are going to be going out to the IRS, which is a total of roughly $7,570. We paid $525 as of today to the CPA to get all of the forms filed or ready to be filed for us. The road funds yesterday was $86,572.33. As of yesterday, the back dues collected to date is $29,161.59. The expenses to date, $50,376.89, which does not include the $7,570 for the IRS, which will be going out in the mail on Monday. We're just keeping this really brief since we're so far behind on that, so we can get to the actual POA meeting. So That's basically all I have really at the moment.
Okay, next we have the secretary.
All right, 2 items. Just a reminder, we'll need to get minutes typed up for the resignation of James Taylor and removal from the checking account and add a new check signer, which will be me after the vote. Also, I will be being trained to learn the appfolio and helping with the treasurer's position, which that's always good to have a backup, no matter what. If somebody's on vacation or sick or something happens, you need to have somebody else that knows that information.
Yeah, next time I'll speak first, for pools and parks, talk about the last 30 days. Pools and parks running good. Let's say we have a core of 4 people that are volunteering all their personal time, keep this pool open. The water quality's good, it's nice and clear, you can see a dime on the bottom. The pump's kind of finicky, but it's starting to run on its own now for the most part, so that's always good. The pools, the bathrooms are being kept up by the volunteers also. We did have a resignation by Sarah Price. Sarah Price was cleaning our bathrooms once per week, year-round, and she's resigned her position due to personal reasons, so I accepted her resignation. So currently, we have the pools and parks volunteers keeping the bathrooms clean at the moment.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'd like to pass the mic over to our new pools and parks.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. I'm Dee Reeves, and we've been helping with the pool. One thing is, as far as how many people come every day, we have an average of 17.705 people every day. Sometimes 50, sometimes 2, but usually about 15 to 20 every day. We've raised $355 up there with snacks and 50-50 raffle to use for fuel chemicals. And that's the end of my report.
And next we have roads and utilities. At this moment, we don't have the losing board member here. Would you like to say a word?
Okay, so my intention on roads and utilities, obviously there's major issues with water. There's major issues with roads being deteriorated. There's money here to work with. I think there was a gentleman here that was at the last meeting that said something about getting some material. I think material is going to help get some pressure on something on some of these roads. That way, when it does, you get a big rain, it washes down. You got material to drag back up. That's not going to fix all the issues, but it's a start. You got to start somewhere and start getting some of this infrastructure put back together. So what my plan is I'm going to contact the county commissioner, get the ball rolling there. I'm also going to contact soon U.S. Water. U.S. Water's got to step up and deal with the issues that I've seen posted around about sewage spilling out on the ground. They can't come on your property. I want to find out what the story is with that. I'm not a person that will take something that's said on Facebook, or not to say that anybody's lying, but you have to get both sides of the story. What's the water company saying? What is the customer or us dealing with? We'll get to the bottom of the story. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll get some better water system going out here, and get some roads straightened out the best we can as soon as possible, and then build on that. So that's the plan I have in my mind for roads.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to add in that if you got proper roads, it's best to contact our road person and not call the main office. He should be your focal point.
And also not the county commissioner, because I've heard in the past that he gets a bunch of phone calls and then he just starts his hands up and says, I'm not going to do anything out there. Let me deal with him. Give me a chance to do what I've been elected to do. Give me a chance, and let's work together to get some of this stuff straightened out. But yeah, I mean, I'll put my information out there as far as contact, email, whatever. You know, you got problems on your roads, just let us know. If there's something we can do quick, I mean, we've got up to $86,000 in account. I can't see burning it all down because you've got to have something to fall back on if you get an Indian road thing going. You can't have nothing to fall back on, but there's some room there that we can get some material in here and make some stuff at least better. And I plan on, you know, trying to get that done.
Are you going to publish your number?
I've got no problem publishing my number. I'll give you my email, my phone number, whatever you guys need. Because I would rather you contact me than contact the county commissioner and get him all fired up, and then he throws his hands up, because he can be an asset to us, but he's not going to be an asset if he's angry and, you know, to heck with Harvey. We don't want him there.
I'm not arguing.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but that's the reason. I'll give my information out, because I would rather it go that way than a bunch of people bombarding him and he throws his hands up and won't work with it.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to adjourn the BOD meeting so we can continue with the actual numbers meeting. Can I get a second on that one? We have a second. Everybody, see some ayes?
Aye.
Okay, no nays? Okay, see.
We have to ask if there's any new business.
Well, there is no new business for the BOD meeting. The new business was getting these people seated at the table. They haven't had time.
The agenda says that there's old business and new business. So maybe there's not any, but I don't think.
Okay, well, I can. Is there any new business with any of the board members that they'd like to discuss before we adjourn, go to the next meeting?
I can read what's on mine. It's like the new business is that we're going to have a 7 p.m. 7/16/22 POA meeting at the community center. We will be discussing the ballot questions in that meeting concerning association dues increase, yes or no. If yes, what percentage? Do we have a support for Airbnbs, yes or no? That was my new business.
So the new business is in the members meeting that we're going to discuss with people. There's nothing being discussed by this board. There's no
All
new
you have to
business.
do is say, is there a new business? And everybody says, I don't have any.
Well, I just asked
And then
them.
you can adjourn, but I don't think
Okay.
we have a board
Okay, we're gonna be the
without
board.
the trustee.
Okay, well, I understand. Well, I did ask the board if they had any new business, and no one brought up any new business. Okay?
You have to forgive us. It's like
Yeah.
we're used to Kevin being out here with his booming voice and commanding, you know, attention here and stuff like that. So we're all learning. We're all new, you know, especially these three. And then to be putting him in the position of the president, reluctantly, I put him in that. I hope. I asked anyway for if he would accept if everybody. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. I have a loud mouth. No. Oh, okay.
Okay, with that, with there being no new business, we have already voted to adjourn the meeting, and I would like to start the PO meeting, where members get a bit chance to talk to us. Yeah, question in the back? Yeah, that's will be discussed. Those results are being discussed. Yeah, those meetings will be discussed in the next meeting. So we're about to touch on that right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can just barely hear.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Can I say something? I was gonna address what she said. I think there's a little confusion that the new business was not for the board of directors or the BOD meeting. There was no new business for that. There is new business, but now we're going to discuss the new business with the members. We're moving on to the member meeting, the POA meeting. That's where the new business on the schedule will be discussed. There's no new business for the board meeting. We were just doing the voting and stuff. I just wanted to clarify, there's new business, but not for the board meeting. It's for the POA meeting, which we're getting ready to move over into. Does that make sense?
It doesn't, because those are two separate things. A board meeting and a membership meeting are two separate things. So you have to ask for new business on each of them.
But you're gonna do that right now. You're getting ready to
Yeah.
do that.
We're getting ready to talk to to new business now, and we're about to give you the rest of the results for the votes that took place today. Okay, so at this time, I would like to open the members meeting where we'll be discussing some information to you and allow you a chance to ask us questions. Okay, I'd like to do a quick roll call for the members meeting, beginning on the left here.
Susan Hunt. Becky Barber.
Renee Powell.
Denise Reeves.
William Rosenbaum. Okay, we have a quorum, we have 5 present, so the meeting is officially started. How are we doing? How many votes do we have currently present?
Do we have a quorum?
Yeah, I believe the current number is 72 is needed to be a quorum to have a members meeting. So just bear with me, please.
Do you have a quorum for the meeting or a quorum for the vote?
Well, this is a quorum to have, well, you can still have a meeting without a quorum, but there'd be absolutely no voting taking place at all. But in order to any possibility of vote, you would have to have a quorum. Yes, while we're waiting for that, I'd like to have the reading of the June members minutes.
All right, I'm gonna read the minutes from the June meeting, and there's 2 pages, so it's quite lengthy, so if you weren't here, maybe it'll touch on something you didn't hear about. June 25th, board members present were Kevin Clifton, Becky Barber, Randy Powell, James Depew. James Taylor was absent. Architectural control, Kevin Clifton. He announced James Taylor's resignation. The meeting minutes from April POA meeting, they were read and approved by 4. A quorum was needed, 70. The quorum needed was 70. Votes represented 125. Member delinquency report on the website and the bulletin board, June 1st. Lthoa property lots sold, A381 for $2602.06, B201 for $1,502, B202 for $1,502, and B219 for $3,111. The election committee for July annual voting, Rosie Taylor, Chairwoman Lucinda Albright, and Karen Wilkerson will be assisting. And if I understood, those are the ladies that counted. Is that correct? Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
There's a lot of
I know
counting.
we took you through it today.
We have 87.
Okay.
Okay, 87 votes, so we do have a quorum here, members. Thank you.
Becky Barber, Office and Treasurer, she did her report. It was pretty lengthy. May income statement is on the board and the website. On that day, it was up there on the May income statement. General funds at that time was $100,893.40. The road funds had $85,988.33. Total collected for 2022 dues was $92,183.55. Total year-to-date expenses were $44,832.01. Back dues collected year-to-date, $23,013.09. CPA taxes, they're ready to be picked up and get paid for. We were hoping that at that time that it would be no more than $8,200 to the IRS. And what was the figure again?
7570 so far.
Yeah, 7570 is what it is year-to-date. Grant Lloyd, the lawyer, we do not need to amend bylaws for written because emailed shared documents and portal is considered written. Appfolio, pay through portal or pay slip only, not required to accept payment in person or mail per lawyer, bylaws 5.01 and 8.01C. The board has the choice of what payment method is used, voted for Appfolio with a unanimous vote. Appfolio, absentee ballots, request through portal and mail back per bylaws 3.05. Filing liens, approximately 110 liens had been filed as of the last meeting. Each lien is applied to all lots owned by the same owner. Liens are automatic per bylaws starting May 1st of each year. Filing was formality for potential buyers and creditors. Buyer beware, liens follow the property. Do your due diligence before purchasing a lot. Next step will be foreclosure procedure. Appfolio portal, app for cell phone, orange circle with white partially open door.
There's an app on your phone, it's called Appfolio Portal. It looks like a little orange circle, kind of some semi-square-like. It has a partially white open door. If you get in that after you've already opened your portal or through that and you click save, you never have to put in your password or your email address again. You don't forget your password, because I've had several people can't get back in because they have forgot their password, and that right there will save it each and every time. You just open it and you're there.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't remember that part of the meeting. Okay, number 3, pool and parks, Randy Powell reported on that. Pool update, he's going to get some quotes for repairs. The scuba rental, the scuba company is willing to pay full contract price even if they're not able to attend their weekly session due to the road outage. Zoom meetings, Buck Barber installed the Wi-Fi to the community building. He got the screen hung and Randy set up camera for Zoom meeting with a handful of participants viewing. Harbor Patrol, James Taylor. He was absent, Kevin reported. Harbor Patrol roll-off trash dumpster report for Memorial Day weekend. Need to make sure it is compacted or OPC will not pick it up. Had to use already rented tractor to do so. Another roll-off will be delivered for July 4th weekend. Household trash only. Butch hauled all non-trash items to the dump for the POA for free. Paid TJ Roberts $50 to help. James Depew reported on roads and utilities. The county quote to pay the office trash road, prices increase every 6 months. Presently $66 per ton for asphalt. 35 to 40,000 is the estimate, but not available until next year at the earliest. Tractor grader rented over Memorial Day weekend, got roads looking nice. Unfortunately, the rains washed it out again the following week. We'll need to look at getting plans together to get roads repaired again. Ditches need to be dug out too. Some owners are fixing their own properties and encourage others to do so. Some neighbors hired their contractor to see if a tin horn to have been paid for by the road funds could be installed, but the road was complete bedrock. New business at the last meeting. Nominations for board members announced at POA meeting. Randolph Powell, William Ossenbaugh, Susan Hunt, Dee Dee Reeves, and Melissa Rowe. All nominees introduced themselves to the members. Number 2, 7/16/22 BOD meeting at 6 p.m. and POA meeting at 7 p.m. at the community center. Election day from 8 to 5. Do you support Airbnbs in the harbor question was voted to be put on the ballot. Pool closure question was shelved until after pool season, not put on ballot. Last item, association dues increase question voted to be put on the ballot along with a choice of a percentage from 5, 10, 15, or write-in another option.
I'd like to nominate that the minutes as read be accepted.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a vote. Aye. We have all ayes, no noes. Good. Accepted. pools and parks. And, okay, well, say pools and parks it's operational, people are using it, and there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Okay, we know what the work needs to be done, and we're open to suggestions on it, of course. The main thing is to keep it open for everyone, because everyone is using it, every day there's people out there. Next item, okay, okay, next item, okay, the latest, June delinquency report was posted on June 29th. July 29th.
The July delinquency report was given to Kevin to put on the website, the 10killerharbor.com, on June 29th. He was going to be out of town for the July 1st, so we went ahead and put it on the June 29th. So it's a few days early than the July 1st that we normally do at the first of each month.
Okay, it was last posted yesterday on the bulletin board outside. Is there any questions at all concerning the delinquency report? I see no questions. Next we have the Office of Treasurer. Thank you, Barbara.
Okay, the June income statement is on the board. At the same time, I put the delinquency report out there. As of yesterday, the general funds, again, I said, was $104,651.62. The road funds was $86,572.33. VAT dues collected to date was $29,161.59. We have had in that amount 12 liens that we filed, roughly 110. We had 12 liens have been paid, so we are collecting on those. And just FYI, those that have had lien releases mailed to you, I have noticed that there are a few that have not filed it with the county courthouse as of yet. If you don't file it with the county courthouse after you receive your lien release, it is not filed at the courthouse. It means that it still has a lien on it. So please file your lien release. Expenses to date is $50,376.89. These figures, as I stated earlier, does not include the taxes that are being paid, which is to IRS and Oklahoma Tax Commission, which is roughly $7,570, $525 separate bill to the CPA for filling all the forms out. We still have some corporation forms that we didn't get filed, 2018, 19, 20, 21. So they are still working on those. And so I'm sure we'll have a small bill left for those as well. The portfolio on the portals, we have a total of 42% of everybody on there as activated as of today. Still need emails. There have been several that are inaccurate emails. So if you need to get on there, please, we're going to, after we get everything kind of organized somewhat, we're going to be sending out letters to those who are not aware of the portal, who are not on Facebook, or on the web page or anything to that effect. We will work with those who are not able to do that. We've had people in here like 80s, we've set them up an email, we've set them on their phone, got them all in, everything's ready to go, and I haven't had any complaints as of yet. So if you are having issues, please let me know. I'll be willing to help you guys, meet you wherever, walk you through that.
I have a question.
Okay, I understand what you're asking. So what happened was that this year our Appfolio did not come online until roughly April the 26th. Most people were already paying in March, and so those were all manually handled, excuse me. So those things that have already been done were not in the Appfolio, they were done in DAC Easy, or Doc Easy, however you want to say that. Those records have been stored, they're on a USB drive, we have that. The computer keeps crashing, it's old, so we put it on a backup just to have it, and not what it is, it's statements, the last statements that you can go back to, it will show it. It will not show in your portal if you've already paid, like myself. When I open my portal up, I have nothing, I have no record, because I've already paid it. But it is in DAC Easy, and I do have record of that. I also have the spreadsheet that has your exact check number. I've actually got copies of your checks if you sent one in, which I don't want to do anymore. So that's the whole reason. But we do have it. I mean, if you have a question on it, I don't have a problem pulling anything up and showing it to you. But if you have paid in there, there is a whole complete ledger. You just click on the amount that you paid, and it will, I mean, if you go, I have to look at the portal, but if it's like on this left-hand side, you have payments. If you click on the payments and go in there, it will actually give you a full ledger of everything broken down that you have paid, to the point where it's like association dues, let's just say you owed 4 lots, right? You have on 4 lots. So your association dues would be $150.05. Then it's going to break down to a road fund. Road fund's going to be $40. And then if you didn't pay on time, then the next thing would be saying, okay, here's your interest for May, here's interest for June, here's interest for July. It's all broken down. Every single item is in there, and it shows.
In the future, will it be on here, like just prospectively? In other words, we're just going over this option on that for the first year, we don't have a record, but in future years, like next year.
It will be. When you pay your April 2023 dues, everything will be in there. That's how you'll pay. Your ledger will be in there. It'll show you exactly. You'll have a receipt. Your receipt will be in there as well. And what dates you've actually paid it. Yes, it will be in there. Sorry.
What's the official way to request copies of those old records, like the old minutes from way back when, all that stuff, the paper copies that was in the office, or copies of like our old news from before on the ship or something like that? How do we officially request that to pull you guys to get copies of this stuff? I've tried to use the website that you guys have set on there, sent several requests, and they always go unanswered, so I don't know what's the proper way to request that stuff.
What are you asking? What are you requesting to see? I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing everything that you just said.
Let's say like the old minutes and stuff, logs, or the old lists of dues, record dues being paid from back 4 years ago and stuff, to make sure that, do research on your property.
I only know of the records since I've been on the board. Everything that I know, we have 2019 and 2020 boxes of our financials are at the CPA right now. As of honestly 2018, I don't have a clue. My understanding is somebody said that they may still be at the old CPA office. I don't honestly know where those are at.
What about meeting minutes and whatnot? I mean, like when we changed the contract in 1995, had all these meetings, where's all the copies of the minutes?
There's books about this big, notebooks in there in the office on the bottom shelf that have dates on there. When I looked at the last one, it showed 2015. I'm not sure honestly where they kept the other minutes. I have everything from the point that I've been on the board.
So anything that was decided before 2015 is just gone, you don't know what it is?
There is a filing cabinet in there that has special board meeting minutes on the label. I personally have not gone through there. It's about this thick, and I'm assuming anything that was special done would be in those.
Anything that was voted on, anything before that, anything that's done it where we're at now with
I have not personally taken my time to go in there and go through every single piece of paper. No, sir, I don't.
So there's no way to officially pull you guys for these copies? I mean, does it exist? Does it make what we have now even
If you want to if you want to come up to the office and make those, I thought I read where you said you had every minute already.
I do from 2015, but I'm talking about from like 1995 when all the
I don't have a clue where those things are at, and I don't know if anybody in here honestly would even have a clue where to even start at. So, okay, I'm gonna continue. The absentee ballots went well. The people who did request them, I had a total of 126 votes represented, with 55 of those were returned. I did have one envelope returned that did not have a name on it, so therefore I was not able to associate it to anybody, so it was not counted. So, total in-person votes today was 219. Actual absentees were a total of 58. And that's about all I have.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next item is pools and parks, which is Dee Dee. She's new to the job, so as a volunteer for the pool, she knows a lot of information about the pool. So, would you like to make any comments about it? Maybe what you're
Well,
doing? Or?
Well, we'll just, there's a lot to be done on the pool, working on it day to day. Some things are going better that we thought we were gonna have to fix, we don't. Things that we're gonna have to fix, we didn't know. I guess we don't have our nonprofit status right now, so as far as writing grants and stuff, we'll be working on being ready to do that when we get our nonprofit status back. Can y'all hear me? Okay, when we get our nonprofit status back, can you not hear me?
Pools was never a nonprofit, it was the ladies' organization.
No, I'm talking about getting a grant, trying to get a grant for the pool. POA, the POA. I don't mean the pool itself is nonprofit.
Yep.
I mean when the POA gets its nonprofit status back, then we can pursue writing for trying to get grant money to fix it. So we're just working towards that.
Yeah. Yeah. The issue was, I did actually see the incorporation notice of this POA, and it did reference nonprofit status, but when you don't, excuse me?
Our status is not for profit status, not nonprofit. One's a charitable production and one is a, like Elks Club or, it's like a mutual benefit society.
We're definitely on the charitable work. I'll probably have to research more into that, but I did read. Yeah, I did see the original corporation letter, and it did mention, I probably could provide more details at the next meeting on that. We can provide you a copy if you like. But I know there was an issue when we did not pay taxes for those 2-3 years, that according to the law, we temporarily lost that status. But we're in the process of trying to pay those taxes right now. And I read up on Oklahoma does have a web page that POAs and HOAs may apply for grants. Yes, but we have to have a nonprofit status, which we're trying to get back at the moment. As soon as we confirm we're good on the taxes, at that point we can approach the state and try to get some funds. I'd like to get some funds to fix some of the infrastructure issues around here. So we want to try to get as much as we can for this community, because it desperately needs it. It's free money out there, and you just have to state what its purpose is, the amount of money you're needing, and justification. And then the people at the state level will make that decision for us. All we can do is hope, try our best, and see what happens. Any more questions? Yeah.
We have a line item budget for the pool repair needs. It would help us if we could actually see what's needed for the pool. We may be able to patch some resources together.
Right. I know in the past, well, I can only speak, last year before I came here, I want to say the pool budget was somewhere around $6,000 a year. Now it's much lower than it was. Huh?
Last year it was roughly 8,700, the way it, on the bulletin board, whenever I got to the budget it had 8,700, I believe, budgeted for it.
Okay, so
But-
8,700 last year.
I'm talking about the improvements that are needed to bring the school up to standard.
Oh, okay.
as far as-
Yeah, last month I did discuss finding some local companies to try to get some costings, prices on fixing the pool's issues. It's still in progress. We have to get we'll probably have to get at least 3 price quotes and then see what happens.
I'd be interested to know what are the issues with the pool, what equipment do we need to replace, so that we
Yeah.
can, maybe there is some
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. We're always up for people to contribute to, yeah, question back.
Well, I mean, not to leave them in, I didn't even.
Oh, okay, I'll go to you next. Okay, so, everybody's been in the bathrooms, knows that place needs a gut job, pretty much. Okay, it's gonna be plumbers, it's gonna be electricians, people with drywall experience, maybe grinding that floor down, taking all that coat paint off. It's gonna be substantial to get that thing into acceptable condition right now. And I'm not a general contractor, I personally couldn't give you an estimate on the cost of fixing all that. I would have to rely on professionals to provide me the numbers. So we need to get the people here to do a site survey, provide us those numbers. Once we have the numbers, we can bring it back to the members and we can discuss it further.
I'd like it if we could have a list of what's wrong, so that there may be things that is.
Yeah.
Just search for possibilities about how to do that in an easy, expensive way. So,
If you'll give us the opportunity, since Dee Dee just got on the board, it's like, we haven't really met, when we're meeting here like this, you know, it's like, I haven't a clue really what Williams got on his mind. We gotta get a new agenda put together for next month. We can get things put together and it will be put out there and you can see, you know, what his thoughts are going to be on what he wants to pursue, what Dee Dee wants to pursue. But we'll get that out there.
I'd
It's
like
like,
to remind you, we've been silent this entire year until we wait for this day to speak. And now we're speaking, we have to wait an entire year again to call upon for our questions or answers. We have things that we'd like to put forward possibly.
Yes, but Shane, your duties weren't paid, so you didn't have to.
Why do
They are now, but they weren't.
What's the matter? I was late.
all right.
Okay, we need to stick to the, we're well,
Can we get to the voting?
yeah, let's get it more. We need to, we're running way behind to do the, you know, the voting today, we're running way behind.
All I'm saying is this is the only day.
Yeah, I understand, yeah. Okay, once we have the information, then we can put it out to everybody in these members' meetings.
Okay, can we move on to the voting and?
Yeah, people are still interested about the voting issue, but yeah, do you have important,
And then open it for questions.
I can make this simple.
yeah,
I'd like to make a motion that the board prepare a line item cost, a line item summary of what we need for the, what the
Is
board
this
is.
even a before motions, we're still waiting for them to go through their agenda.
Right, get a motion,
okay,
I move that you give us
right.
this, and what needs to be done.
They said they would, but they didn't.
I do believe that. We just said that. As soon as we
Yeah,
can sit down
yeah.
and think about this, it's like, I don't have any information from her.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not gonna argue. I'll be done.
yeah, I understand, but I'm not a general contractor. I give you a thought out of my head what's gonna cost, but it wouldn't be valid. I have to get an actual professional in here, people who know the numbers and know what you need.
I move the question, does anyone second my motion?
I
That the
second.
board give us, all we want is just a list of what these mysterious.
He keeps telling you they're going to do that.
We will provide it to you.
That's what he's going to do if.
They've got to find out what's wrong before they can get the estimate. And he's telling you that's what they're going to do. Give them 30 seconds.
All right, hey.
Start it.
I know, we're not gonna
Okay.
start this all over again. We've already put this in
Okay.
motion since January.
You-
This is the way things are going to roll. I'm sorry, I'm not the president, but I'm just saying to
I'm
you.
gonna call the question, you have a motion and a second.
You were answered, and we told you, yes, we were going to provide that to you.
Yes, we've already agreed, we will provide
I
it to
think
you.
everybody in here heard
We'll
that.
make- it takes
We
us-
will
takes
be
us
putting
time
this
to get the
together, we
information.
will have a line by line, I'm sorry,
We'll have
shut my mouth.
Or is this an open-ended thing, like, oh, I don't think we'll be able to vote on this season, I think it's a next season question. You know, we have been put off time and again on this issue. And there are like 3 things I want to address here, that's one of them.
Okay.
Give us a line item.
Right. Okay, we will, yeah, I'll make sure you get the line item, once we get the numbers from professional
Once you get
contract.
the numbers,
Correct.
are you gonna get them in the next month?
Okay, as everyone knows, working with general contractors,
No, I'm not asking for an estimate of what different people will do.
Are you gonna help him get it for next month?
okay, well, okay, people are starting to leave now because they want to know the results of the votes that happened today. You have it.
There's a motion on the floor, right?
There's not a motion on the floor because it was never open to new business.
It doesn't
It's
have to
not-
be business.
She's simply trying to implement Robert's Rule of Order, which is in the bylaws, that's how it's supposed to be ran.
Yeah,
She's got it right.
they're supposed to be able to follow their agenda.
Okay, well, we have agenda that decided was not up
Calling
for
out
a
of
vote.
order, and what
Right.
happens is that members raise questions from
Right,
It's not
right,
due
okay.
new
Because this is a
business now,
democracy.
Yeah.
We get to vote, it's all of our co-op, it's not just the first. You can't just stonewall us. I'm asking for a line item, summary of what needs to be done.
For crying out loud, just give
Okay.
them a
That
vote.
was my motion.
I've already said, we get it, yeah, we will provide it to this member.
She wants to vote, I vote no. All in favor, no, for no line item?
That's a motion. All in favor?
Okay, so to let me get this clear, you want to make, correct me if I'm wrong, you want to make a motion to, for the board, while you outline them, of what's going to take to fix this
I
pool?
moved for a line item summary of what needs to be done to repair the pool. I don't care, we don't care about the money, you know, how
Oh,
much.
just tell you what's wrong with it, not a dollar amount?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We did do that.
I can do that. I've been in there, and I know what some things that are currently broken in there that do need repair.
Here, we want a line item list.
Well, then you're gonna have to give
And
us
I
some
second
time.
that.
Yeah, we'll need some time to prepare the, I don't have the information in front of me right now. But yeah, you're right, we'll get it to you. Okay.
Thanks.
All right,
So
Rocco.
are we gonna, how will that be reflected in the minutes that we voted?
Well,
It's being recorded.
yeah,
I
we're
second
recording the
it.
meeting, and it'll be in the meeting, it'll be on the minutes next month. Yeah,
Very good.
it'll be recorded on there. So it'll be a matter of record. Like, when we want to help you. But yeah, we'll get you line items, and it might take a little longer to get the dollar amount.
That's different.
Right. Okay, I understand.
Randy, let's move on.
Okay. All right, next item. Oh, Shane, you did have a question on that. Was it answered?
I don't know, I don't want to seem like I'm gouging, I just have questions that I have for a long time, it seems like I want today was the day to ask.
Oh, okay.
Today is not the
When we
day.
get past the agenda, we have to do this.
Okay, all right, a lot of these items we can discuss when we hit new agenda, but let's try to get that in better.
I just want to follow the right procedure.
Right, okay. Some of these new things, we'll try to get addressed in the new agenda, but we need to talk about what we plan to talk about tonight, which is,
Absolutely, Randall, I'm not trying to, I just have
okay,
questions.
I understand.
Just let me know when I can talk.
Gotcha. All right, okay, Harbor Patrol, like I say, we don't, Harbor Patrol, we've got the fellows in the back doing a great fine job back there. And I haven't had an opportunity to speak to them yet. I know the past week they have sent me their, of what's going on, you know, what kind of activities they've been performing in the last 2 weeks. I've read them. People need to be vigilant at all times of what's going on in the neighborhood. You need to be aware of what's going behind them. If you see anything suspicious, make sure you report it to them. Would you like, you have anything you'd like to say back, security? That seemed good. Any questions? Okay. The Harbor Patrol, the roll-off dumpster report for the 4th of July. Okay. I noticed that the dumpster was pretty full this last holiday. There was a previous issue, I think we've already discussed, that the large roll-off was heaping up, and when it's heaping over, they will not pick it up, and we have to keep it kind of tamped down. So that is an issue. We still have an issue with people leaving large items out there, beds, couches, those kind of things. That's for household garbage only, it's not for construction material or large items. You need to take those to the dump yourself. And I think that's been discussed several times over, so let's please keep our area clean back there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If that dumpster's that full, what are the people supposed to do with the trash when they dump there and that's that full?
Now, that, every holiday we have, that seems to be the same issue all the time. So, we've been discussing from the prior years,
Get 2 dumpsters up there again?
getting more dumpsters for holidays.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was a.
Because if they won't take the one dumpster because it's over full,
Yeah,
what the stuff that's over full, what is the people supposed to do with it when they bring it up there? Throw it on the ground?
yeah.
No, I'm talking about regular trash, not household items. I'm talking about regular trash.
Yeah, okay, we can discuss that with the budget, see if there's any more money in the dumpster fund. There is money associated with it, to maybe provide another dumpster, if needed, especially during holidays, like you mentioned. I don't see too much of a problem during regular day-to-day. It is during the holidays, definitely. The next holiday coming up will be Labor Day. Maybe we'll have something in place for that time. Maybe it's next dumpster, if it's in the budget, we can afford that. Okay. If we come to that, we can announce before the holiday and see if we can get more dumpsters in the state. Okay, next we have roads and utilities. Would like to say any words?
I pretty much said where I stand. I do want to add though, if you've got issues, like current issues right now, please let me know. I plan on doing a drive around and looking at stuff, looking at roads and stuff like that. But if you've got something out there right now, especially that, I don't know the sewer story. I mean, let me know, and I'll address the more serious issues, something like that immediately. But I will drive the roads and kind of see what's out there, what needs to be done, that sort of thing. But any issues, does anybody have anything now or that they want to talk on roads?
Yeah, but something you need to look into the holding the water company accountable for the road. There's some places where they dug across the road. I know they have right of way. I don't know what they have as far as that goes, but there's a few places where they dug across the road and put sewer water. I don't know, but then they patched it with either dirt, fill dirt, or they patched it with concrete. It makes a hump. They should be held accountable to fix the property.
Absolutely.
Something you need to look into. I don't know. They may have authority to do whatever they want. I don't know.
Yeah, they should. I mean, I wouldn't think they'd have authority to tear our roads up and just leave them, not put them back the way they were.
2 or 3 places in Harvard really been done a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay.
But something.
Good deal.
Look into.
I will look into that.
I'd add it if by chance the county were to have a truck with compact, I've already previously volunteered to help fill some potholes. But I can get a shovel out there, I'll fill some potholes, I'll tamp it down if you need any help out there. Next we have new business. First item of new business was the invitation of the secretary position. As in the bylaws. Bylaws does mention secretary position, and it was filled. Okay, next, what everybody's waiting for is an announcement of results of the ballot questions. Becky has the information.
I have it together here.
So I want to say again, thank you to Rosie, Lucinda, and Karen for doing our voting today. They did an awesome job. I do have the results here. The first question, of course, we already know who won on the election. The ballot question, the first one was, would you support an assessment fee added to your yearly association dues? This did not affect the road. The current dues for 1 or 2 lots was $92.65, 3 lots was $111.85, 4 plus lots $150.05. The answer to that was yes, 248 votes, no, 82. Therefore, we will be having a dues increase. Here comes the issue, the percentage. We had a tie on 10% or 50%. There were 65 votes each. Everything else was less than. So we're going to have another ballot vote. We will be giving this out roughly probably 30 days, 45, maybe 60, just depends on how many people we need to reach, because normally people don't have an idea that we're having another vote. It's usually just the July annual and that's it. I do want to give everybody the opportunity, since it is an assessment fee and it does affect everybody, the time to actually get a vote in on it. The second question was, do you support the allowance for Airbnbs to operate on non-commercial lots? The answer for yes was 123 votes. The answer for no was 225 votes, which means that we will be having to take this information to our lawyer and asking him advice on what our next step would be. If we're going to have to ask the people who do have Airbnbs in here, if they are not going to be able to operate on a non-commercial lot, what steps that we have to proceed to give them adequate notice to close the business down, what is our actual, legal recourse. So that is all that I have on the ballots at this time. Like I said, I will be getting a new ballot put together for either or 10% or 50% on the assessment dues. And I will be putting out a notice. I will ask Kevin to put a notice out on the website stating when we will have another vote. Hopefully I can ask Rosie and Lucinda and Karen to do that for us again and give you guys ample time. So 10% or 50%.
Just to clarify that 50% was a write-in. I guess he had 65 people wrote in 50%, which matched the other number for 10%. Does that, everybody understand that? That's how that 50% came up, with the write-in? Okay, and we'll give people ample time, and this will be voted on again to be choice A or choice B. Okay, for that, and
How many votes did the other numbers get?
I don't have that personally. I'd have to get the actual tally from Rosie. We just wanted to get the 2 votes to show you exactly what we actually are having to vote between. I can get that, and when I get the minutes, Susan gets the minutes and stuff put together, then that will be out there. And the minutes do get put up on the bulletin board, just so that you guys know that.
Do you know how many total ballots were cast?
219 in person, 58 absentee.
Wow.
Great turnout. Appreciate it.
okay, and once the dues increase is finalized, it will not take effect until the next year's due payments. So there's plenty of time.
The board has the ability to assess a special assessment at any time.
For specials, yeah, this was not a special assessment. This is a dues increase. Am I understanding the question correctly?
Was that ever voted on?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the members here voted yes to have the item placed on the ballot, and the members voted on what amount, what percentage amount they wanted on the ballot.
Did the members vote on who would take effect?
No, our dues are due once a year, annually.
Yeah, once a year.
They go out March the 1st, they're late May 1st. So you get between May 1st, or excuse me, I don't like it saying it. You get between March the 1st, April the 30th to pay your dues. You got 60 days. I mean, that's plenty ample time in my personal opinion to get your dues in. But that's once a year, and that will take effect once we get at a percentage amount, and we can get that in. We got to get that in our restrictions, which means we need to get that filed at the courthouse. So we have now to March the 1st to get all of that put in position, and then you'll see that in your portfolio starting March the 1st with your increase of how much that is, and it will be broken down just by the dues only. This does not affect your road fee. Your road fee will still be the $10 per lot up to 4.
I remember you weren't at the last meeting, so, yeah, there was some people who wanted to put additional road fees on, but the members said no to that question. So this is only for your dues. There is no additional money going towards a special assessment for roads. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Question in the back?
Question. When I asked about the total number of votes that passed, how many total votes period passed? I mean, what? Was it 277 for the Airbnb? Or what I meant was how many total ballots were passed for the board members and all of that?
The total number of votes?
Yes.
Total number?
Yes, I did announce those earlier, but I'll be glad to tell you those again. That's okay, because I know it was kind of hard to hear earlier. The amount for Randy Powell was 260. The amount for Susan Hunt was 200. The amount for Melissa Rowe was 90. The amount for William Ozenbaugh, was 220. And the amount for Dee Dee Reeves was 160.
I think she wants to
I
know.
want to know, like, how many members vote? Of your
How many
total
ballots
number?
do you have?
How many ballots did you
The number of
get?
ballots.
219 in person
And
and 58 per absentee.
That was a total of 277 ballots.
That's my understanding. I did not personally count them. That would be a question for Rosie.
Okay.
277.
Okay, thank you. Then I don't understand how you have 330 total ballots cast, yes and no, on the increase, 340 ballots cast, for your yes, no, on the, Airbnb.
The actual person, it's like there could be like 15 people in here that own 4 lots, which would be, my math is not great right now, so thank you. But then there could be like 200 people in here that only have 1 lot, so that's only 200 votes. So it's not per each person, that's how many people actually came in. The 219 people were the people who actually came in, not how many votes that they
That's
represented.
what I was questioning.
Yes, they did give me a
How many
tally.
actual votes were cast?
I think
How many people put in the box?
Rosie gave me a piece of paper, I think, earlier.
I mean, you don't have to tell me right now, you can tell me later, I don't wanna.
Okay. We do have a total. They did tattle, that was what they were doing the last 10 minutes was to getting an
That's
actual
fine. I was
pool.
just curious.
There was originally, I don't have the paper in front of me, but by memory, eligible votes was roughly 1,435 votes, give or take. And we received, like I said, I will have to get it the actual total amount, but I will get that for you.
That's what I'm trying to say. You said only 55 people wrote in the 50% deal. Out of all them votes, out of 55 people get half the vote.
He does not the question concerning
There were other percentages that they could vote on.
Yeah. In other words, yeah, it's like you had the choice of 5%, 10%, 15%, or other. could have been anything from 0 to 100. So they had to take, I put them a spreadsheet together so that they could actually tally. I mean, if somebody said 16%, I mean, that's a still, I mean, odd number. But the amount it came to was the total of the two main factors was the 10% for 65 votes and 50% was 65 votes. Everything else was everything but it was less than those amounts. So we didn't get a total since we were already way behind. We just wanted to get you the actual results now. But we will get that information together and it will be put together.
55 votes, this, like 55 votes out of 1,000 was half the percentage.
Right?
That's what I did, couldn't figure out.
And some people, you know, they will not vote on everything. Is also, you know, that's all I have. Unless somebody else has more business.
Okay, and next we have any kind of new business. Would anyone like to have any new business at all?
I'm a matter of business attorney.
Sure.
Yes, I would like to make a motion that we have extended hours hosted by me, I'm a certified pool attendant, for adults only during which time the no alcohol rule could be waived, and we can have an actual adult party at the pool where check with the OSBA, and say
Well, she's talking to the wrong audience there because I don't take money. I don't take money. I don't take money. I've already talked to her. I've already told her that. I've already talked to her. I've already told her that she has to do that on the portal. I sent her an email invitation already. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. If you want me to, I
We
can,
couldn't hear you at all.
All right.
Rachel, I can do that if you want.
I'm making a motion to the board that we suspend the no alcohol rule for Thursday nights and do a hosted pool party at the pool on Thursday nights, hosted by me, where members of the homeowners association could actually drink alcohol inside the pool enclosure for a limited time. And it might be like Thursday. The next question will be, would it be on Thursday or would it be on Saturday? There's a lot of interest in doing that on Saturday night, but since we have the pool open for children an hour later, then, you know, there might be a difference of vote on that. So Thursday night pool party. What we would do is we would put out a tip jar so we could raise money for the pool, take donations. We would have one week we might have live music. The next week we could have a movie night at the pool. The next week we could do talent show. The next week we could have karaoke at the pool. We could play bingo or, you know, anything to raise money for the pool on Thursday night. And I would manage the money until it was turned over to the board so that the board did not have to manage the donation. That's my motion.
Okay.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, yeah, I'd like an opportunity for the board members here to discuss that also. Like I say, everybody, there's a lot of people here that are new and they not privy, yeah.
All the questions, sir, we've been asking for some opportunities for
Yeah.
the pool since before the pool opened, and that was what, the March meeting, I think? I mean, it was like really early on, and, those questions have not made it to any sort of votable position all
Yeah.
this time. We're a month into summer. We'd like to have.
How safe is it to have alcohol?
Well, I can tell you can't have alcohol.
Well, it's fine saying, I did read the state law, okay? And the state law did mention no alcohol in pools. I will go back and I will double verify that, okay? But I did read.
No glass water.
No, it said alcohol. It actually says no
have to like be told that she needs to, like,
beverages in the pool except water and paper cups. That's what the state law says. Water and paper cups.
That is not what the
Huh?
state law says with regard to our pool. I spoke with the county person, what is her name?
She's with the health department.
With the health department,
Right.
yeah, the county health department, and I was not the person who turned in the pool as not meeting minimum standards.
Yeah.
But, I asked her specifically about this, and it was.
Can you
it
have her
was-
come here and explain it to us, please? You talk to her.
After we
Come
take
here.
the vote, I'd be happy to, but I'm not gonna put it off, I don't wanna put it off any longer, I think as members, we need to have the right to vote.
We're not gonna have a
I
vote,
think
I don't think we have
we
enough
lost,
quorum here
we
right
lost the
now.
quorum, half the people walked out.
Okay, let's call the quorum, let's see if there are enough people
There's
here.
no quorum of people.
We had half the people already walked out.
No, half the people did not walk out. There's a standard way to do this.
There is, but we don't have a quorum here tonight.
Okay, so who's raising
Can we
the
put this on
quorum?
new business, perhaps the next night, meeting?
No, it's new business, it's on old business.
Well, we
It
can't-
hasn't
we can't
been
vote.
voted on for months and months.
Gotta have a quorum.
Can't be any, it's in the bylaws, can't have a, well,
So I'm calling for a vote of the attendance here, and the whole meeting has to shut down if,
You can have 2 hours, if you wanna shut down the meeting, the members will need to shut down the meeting.
I do not want to shut down the meeting.
All in favor?
So, it will have to be something other that they have to discuss, it's like, we're just a break.
A matter of new business.
You haven't been called, like, you're in your audience, that's all right now.
Well, we can't close the meeting yet, can we? We don't have a quorum, we can't even close the meeting. The meeting is open until the next question.
And we're gonna,
for people.
We're gonna do this all over
So
again.
we can still talk about things, you just can't vote on it.
We talk about it at every meeting. It was talked about in March.
Oh, okay.
Everybody is talking.
Everybody needs to be included. And it's just, and we don't have to have one. We have to have one. At this moment, I would like to, close this meeting. And I have a
I'll second it.
This meeting was already over to be adjourned in second.
What is,
excuse me?
The meeting was already, there was already a motion to adjourn the meeting in a second, and it was voted on.
okay, the board is adjourning our meeting now, thank you though.
Okay, but I even have one question.
Sure.
Can you tell me in our bylaws where it shows you can't pay by check?
5.01, 8.01C, it says that the board of directors has the authority to do the choosing of how the board is ran, how the meeting is ran. No, we don't have Robert's